Hi guys, this is your girl Tanyalee Paul-Reid, the face behind Kyoshi's Pastry Paradise, and today I want to answer a question that is very common and has been asked by a lot of persons. Can margarine be substituted for butter when baking cakes and also making icing? So before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. Thank you. The first question that we want to ask is, what is butter? So butter is actually a dairy product made from milk and cream and contains 80% fat, right? At least 80% fat. While margarine is made from oil, water, salt, some emulsifiers, and by law it is required that 80% fat also be placed in margarine. If the fat content is less, then it is classified as a spread, right? So one of the reasons why a lot of persons want to know if margarine can be substituted for butter is basically because of the cost for butter in Jamaica. Butter is very expensive and margarine is cheaper, right? Now, margarine can be used indeed for baking cakes such as fruit cakes, plain cakes, etc. And how this is done is basically creaming sugar and margarine together instead of sugar and butter, right? Now, another thing that we want to address is also for other recipes where it requires for the use of molten butter in baked goods such as puddings, right? So in that case, the butter that is required to be in the molten form, you can actually replace that by using margarine. All you have to do is to melt the margarine on the stove, let it cool to room temperature, and actually use that instead of the butter. So those are the two ways in which we use them while baking. Another question that has been asked by tons of people, including myself, right? Because one of the biggest challenges I had with the first buttercream icing that I was doing, I wanted to know if margarine could be used instead of butter, right? I did tons of search and I still couldn't find the answer. So what I had to do is basically do my own experiment, and guess what? It is possible, right? It is very possible to use margarine instead of butter for making your buttercream icing. Just always remember this tip. Margarine is not butter, so it would take a little bit more margarine, right, than it would take if you were using butter. So those are my few tips for you. I do hope you enjoy and you learn something from this. Thank you. See you next time.